Okay, today I want to talk about, once again, direct proportion and ratio. This is going to be very useful in real life situations. There's a lot of situations in real life where there is a direct proportion between various things. For example, a person's height and the length of their foot is directly related. Makes sense. The longer your foot, generally the taller you're going to be. And the taller you are, the longer your foot length is going to be. And there's actually quite a significant ratio between them. So the best I could find out on the internet was that the height to foot length ratio is 6.6, which means if you take a person's height and divide it by their foot length, you'll get an answer of 6.6. So we straight away have a formula now that relates them together. The person's height can be worked out by going 6.6 multiplied by their foot length. Real life application for this. I have a very good friend of mine who's a forensic scientist, and he deals with this stuff all the time. He can go to a crime scene and he can find, if he can find even a partial footprint, he can tell you pretty accurately how tall the person is that made that. Now if that footprint was then made in some sort of a soft material where there's a depression, he can tell you not just the height of the person, he can tell you the weight of the person. And if he gets enough of the footprint, he can tell you the style of walk that they have, whether they have a certain sort of a gait or a bit of a limp, or they favour one foot more than the other. So just from a footprint, he can tell lots and lots of information, and it's using ratios like this. He uses them all the time. Alright, so let's look at a situation like that. Let's say you've got height to foot length ratio of that. So let's use that to predict what's going to be. So you've got a male, this is the ratio for males, by the way. So let's say you have a male with a 25 centimetre foot. Let's predict how tall they're going to be. Well, our rule is their height is going to be 6.6 times their foot length. So their height's going to be approximately 165 centimetres. Now there is obviously some variation. There are some people whose feet are going to be a little bit longer for their height, a little bit shorter for their height. But if you were to go and graph that information, people's height on one axis and their foot length on the other, you're going to have a whole lot of dots, and a scatter plot will appear like that. So it's obviously not a perfectly straight line, but it's a very, very close to a straight line. So some people will fall right on the graph, some people a little bit above, some people a little bit below. But there's not a lot of leeway either side, and you'll find it's a very, very good estimate. Hey, second style of question will be, let's say you're told that someone is 185 centimetres tall. Roughly, what's their foot length going to be? Well, our rule is the height. 185 is 6.6 times the foot length. Foot length will be 185 over 6.6. So, playing that in your calculator, you're going to have a foot length of approximately 28 centimetres. Direct proportion, applied to ratio, real life application. There are people out there who use this stuff every day, real life jobs. Well worth knowing. Good luck with that.